Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Kaiser Penguin, or at least I hope it's me. And today we're back again with For the People. If you don't remember last time, I thought it went pretty well. You know, we're gonna step back right to where we were. So let's get right into it. We're starting on September 4th. We got a phone call. Comrade River, Colonel John Chester came to visit you. Yes, thank you. Invite him in, please. I'm glad to meet you at last, Frank. Comrade River. Good morning, Comrade Colonel. Is his last name Colonel? No. I think it's Ryder. Take a seat, please. Would you like a cigarette? Everybody smokes. Much obliged. And it's cozy here. Not at all like the office I got. No posters, no handbooks, no regulations. I always thought it was like that, only in the army. I sympathize. Yup, but you're the one who deserves the sympathy here. Why do you think so? You were assigned to the real nest of vipers, full of slippery, servile, greedy for benefits Polartinians? Yeah, something like that. Polartins. I'm afraid you've gone a bit too far. Our country was founded on the principle of defending the Polartats' happiness. Our country was created for the happiness of all people, but in Iron One, workers want to be happier than the rest, you and I included. Colonel, I hope I'm not mistaken in assuming that important work you wanted to discuss is just idle reflections on people's happiness. Yeah, you run a tight ship, of course. I remember about our problem. I was getting to that part. The thing is, the local workers are hogging the blanket on their demands for medical insurance don't take into account the harmonious existence of other statia of our society. They don't take us into account. The police need the support of the city committee, and if you don't forget us in the deplorable situation, we, in turn, won't forget you. I think I finally understand what you mean. The things that you're talking about look like the plotting of the counter-revolutionaries. I can promise full support of the city committee. You just need to call me, and I'll do my best to normalize the situation in the city. Comrade Colonel, I don't share your dramatic version of the situation, at least until I get to know the situation in the city a little better. Ooh, so am I going to help overthrow the city, or am I going to stop it? We'll stop it. Great. Thank you, Comrade River. You can count on me as well. You know, I have one intern, Clark Orwell, a diligent and capable fellow. Once he finishes his current assignment, I'll send him to you. Let him practice in an unfamiliar environment. Goodbye. The city committee always needs assistance, so I'll keep him busy. All the best, Comrade Colonel. Goodbye. That was pretty interesting. Is Helen gonna come in? Oh, Helen. Oh, alright, so now I can go into here. The garbage truck. Okay, so remember this from the end of last episode. We sent this dude, to investigate the thing. The agent began to dismantle the garbage trucks, trying to find something that would point to the real perpetrator. Success. This was enough to quickly find out that the person responsible of longtime rival of Fleck, the director of the taxi station of Iron One. The director of the taxi station admitted his guilt and voluntarily resigned. Fleck continues to work for the Livelihood Committee, much to the delight of Comrade Kipler. Good job, Comrade River. Let's go. First assignment was a big one. Okay, so this is the police department. An inspection conducted by the Regional Economic Commission has shown that up to several tons of agricultural products per month disappear from the vegetable warehouse in the Bazaar district called the Agriculturists. However, the administration of the warehouse denies the fact of theft, referring to errors in accounting and natural deterioration of the product. A full-scale inspection by the Integrity Division seems undesirable as it would be long, expensive, and inefficient. The party recommends that you conduct your own investigation and submit the results directly to the Regional Committee. Your failure will lead to the start of an official investigation and will poorly affect the image of the City Committee of Iron One. I think I'll send Catherine. Putting some eyes on there. Oh, this is medical supplies. We don't have any medical supplies, but how do I get that? We also need oil. Oh, jeez, I got another thing. It seems that a common cold, cough, high temperature, or at least illness is more serious. Patients have severe complications in the high... Oh. So, I have to solve that, but I can't because I don't have any medical things. How do I get those? I need to get those, but I don't know how. So we got a couple of these. Oh man, the Miners District is not very happy right now. Okay. Good day. As you know, the latest political reforms in the Union have led to changes in the law. In particular, there has been an opportunity now for ordinary citizens to start private businesses in high-priority development regions such as Iron One. Therefore, I have the right to apply for registration of my own enterprise. As a former public catering worker, I'm going to open a bakery at Henrik Stasher Street, Building 5. All required documents are attached below. I hope to receive your approval. Yours sincerely, Comrade Alvin Beard. Secretary note: Alvin Beard's great-grandfather fought for the forces during... For candidate. Oh. It's his great-grandfather, though. Soon, waiting for the city committee to pass this as recess. Registry hopefully will be wise enough to send you something tasty as a thank you gift. Dear Comrade River, it is not a secret that the ethnic question is an acute one for Iron One. I am Kentish, you are Corvinian. That would be a problem for many of our fellow citizens, but is it really that hard to understand each other? I don't think so. Our nations can continue to live in peace. In an effort to emphasize this, I'm going to apply for placing a monument to Kentish heroes of the Civil War. I designed it to specifically the city center. Yes, some of the citizens' reactions will specifically be ambiguous. Many Corvinians still think that our heroes fought only for the independence of the old empire. It is definitely wrong. Kentish revolutionaries such as Stephen and Ben Deer fought for equality and social justice, just as Claus Wolfram himself did. That's why I think my initiative will strengthen the understanding between our nations. Please see the attached draft of the monument. Yeah, I don't think the public will do it. You have saved the historic appearance of the revolutionary. Yeah, views differed about the prohibition of this monument, but at least it will not provoke any unrest. Yeah, I think I have enough of that already. See, they're going. Did they go down? Can't remember. Glory to the working people, Comrade Ryder. Unfortunately, I'm writing you quite joylessly. I am a secretary of the gas supply department, and I want to complain about my chief, Marcus Kleiner. However, it would be more accurate to say blame my chief. I have evidence of Kleiner's involvement in the corruption schemes that premate all municipal structures. I know for a fact that he has connections allowing him to smash me like a bug. That's why I'm not applying to the integrity division, but directly to you. Copies of all the documents and evidence I have collected will be sent to you shortly. I hope that we can send this villain to jail. Glory to the working people. Yours faithfully, Jurgen. Let's examine the evidence. Last night, Marcus Kleiner was arrested based on the document you've given and the results of our investigation. We've got the complete picture of the crime and that indictment of the scoundrel for embezzlement and exceeding his authority. In addition, we're hot on the trail of his associates who will be indicted for different crimes. Municipal workers don't seem too happy with our actions, but it won't help them much. We'll clean up the mess of the criminal vermin anyway. Yours faithfully, John Chester. Right, did any of those guys go down up here? No? Time to finally do something about those mental junkyards. Forgive my emotionality, if you mind. It's simply unbearable. They take rails, pipes, and even bundles of cut wires and don't ask those who bring this stuff any questions. They don't care that the buildings are left without electricity, that the railroad will have to buy new rails to replace the stolen ones. Nothing of the sort has ever happened before. In the past, anyone who was even the slightest idea of bringing something stolen there would immediately be handed over to the police. This is utterly ridiculous. Yes, I understand the plant needs raw materials and recycling is good, and so on. But everything has its limits. Drunkards are pulling our city apart in order to earn us some money. We are silently repairing the ruined property. It seems to me that you can simply prohibit them from accepting clearly illegal scrap, and then fine again in case of any violations. I'm ready to head a commission that will supervise the enforcement of the ban. Respectfully yours, Diane Kipler, head of the Livelihood Committee of Iron One. My name is Claude Generette, and I'm writing to you about the very sad state of the monuments in Iron One. For example, last night I noticed a new big crack in the building railway station. This is the fourth crack that has appeared in the building since the beginning of the year. Few people know, but our railway station was built by the famous Corvinian architecture, Munz, and nowadays the building has great cultural value. I have written about the situation to different authorities many times, but all in vain. At best, they dismiss my request. At worst, they hint that I am an admirer of the old regime and the Black Army. But that is not true. Both of my grandfathers fought for the prosperity of the working people. One of them died in the first days of the revolution. But what political atrocities of the Kaiser Despotism have to do with the architecture? How can old architecture even be bourgeois? Pretty sure that's a French word. Moreover, the destruction of historically valuable buildings may also lead to human casualties. Yes, most of the houses were built to last, but it has been decades since their construction, and some buildings have never got major repairs at all. The loss of the monuments is a tragedy for art, But the loss of people is a tragedy for everyone. That's why, Comrade Driver, I suggest to at least plan to repair and restoration works on the oldest buildings of the city. Okay, stuff has gone up, and stuff has gone down. On accident, I didn't mean for it to go down. Oh, Helen's here. Comrade Driver, you have a letter from a man named Paul Trabue. I think I have already heard this name somewhere. Thanks, Helen. I'll take a look. By the way, my name's Francis. We've talked about this, remember? I'll get used to it, Francis. You've got mail. Hello, my name is Paul Trabune. Please read this letter. I think it will interest you. I am a journalist. You may remember my articles in the Iron Herald. Just a few years ago, they were still on the front page, but recently I was rushed to a well-deserved rest. I am indeed not young, but it is not the only point. The wind of freedom that brought you the post of mayor has turned my own head. It seemed to me that the call for a new society was sincere. I accepted it with all my heart. Of course, you know corruption is one of the main elements of our state. It seems logical that the fight against corruption is a struggle for cause of the revolution. Thinking that this will be enough to keep myself out of harm's way, I started investigating thefts, the meat process. Oh, it's this guy, alright. A couple weeks later, the material with the names and volumes of our stolen goods were on the table of the editor-in-chief. In another 3 days, I was retired, and instead of the investigation, they published an article on nutrition. I reckon that the chief editor really started to eat better. Now, everything has become very obvious to me. It was very naive of me to expect the grassroots initiative would have no consequences. Frankly speaking, I got off with small losses. They simply made it clear that it's time to forget about writing articles and get used to playing dominoes with the other useless fossils like me. But old fools are slow learners. I'm not playing dominoes, therefore I'm going to continue my activity. Of course they won't publish my works, the police will just laugh, and that's at best. That's why I will send the results of my research to you, to someone who can give them a move over the heads of our celestials. Cooperation is mutually beneficial. I will have something to do. You will show yourself a talented, responsible leader, and villains like those who threw me out of work will be powerless. The head of the city is out of their league. I hope you didn't take me for a village idiot. I've seen a lot of these people during my time in the newspaper. In any case, I expect to send you over the case materials I'm working on by the end of the month, and then you can decide how to deal with them. Writing to your predecessor would be ridiculous. Fortunately, you are not like him. Sincerely yours, Paul Trabue, a retired man. Head of the city committee, Francis River, is on the line. Hello, Comrade River. This is Jack Chester, head of the Claws Wolfram plant. Hello, Comrade Chester. Glad to meet you. And I'm so glad. Congratulations on your appointment as the head of the city committee. Can you spare me a minute? Certainly. Go ahead. Comrade River, I've got a call from the regional committee. They asked to convey that since you're the head of the glorious city now, you need to speak to the workers of the plant. It is strange. Why did they call you and not me? Apparently they decided to contact me directly so that I could immediately take on the organization. I'll pick you up tonight at about 7 o'clock. It looks like I don't really have a choice. I'll be waiting for you, Comrade Chester. Goodbye, Comrade River. The regional committee, Comrade River. Yes, it is me. How can I... Francis, why did you allow a shortage of essential medication? Do you want to spark an epidemic? But that's Comrade Beckett's area of expertise, do not shift responsibility. Fighting in emergency situations is the responsibility of the city committee. as well as providing the city with everything that's necessary. It's your job, which frankly you aren't. But I can't personally. Great. You have no idea about the specifics of our transport and logistics systems and advanced development regions. What specifics? They didn't warn me about anything like this, neither of the university nor on the ground. Do not waste time on excuses. I'll just remember, well, Iron 1 is essential link to the production chain of the entire region. The products of the plant should be distributed daily based on the actual needs of other cities, which in turn provide Iron 1 with everything it needs. If you have a shortage of any resources, you're the only one who must ensure they're supplied through the barter system. Have all hands on deck at the plant if necessary. Barter system? That sounds like a lot of capitalism. If I were you, I wouldn't criticize the party-approved experimental program, Comrade Driver. This way, it won't be long until you earn a reputation of a refractionary element. And why would we need reactionaries in important positions? Take action. It sounds like... Oh! Just wanted to say thank you guys so much for watching. This has been Kaiser Penguin. And like, subscribe, all that stuff. Subscribe to Joe, my editor, and follow John on Twitch. He'll be linked in the description. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Go watch some other stuff from me, please. I'd enjoy it. Click on the videos and stuff that'll pop up right now, right there, or is it over here? You never know. All right. See you guys later in the next episode of this show.